Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making a sloppy joe casserole. I'll be starting off the recipe by heating up a skillet and browning up 1 pound of lean ground beef. The ground beef is cooked about halfway through, so I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 diced medium onion and 1 diced red bell pepper. After about 5 minutes, the hamburger has cooked all the way through and the vegetables have softened up. So I'll now be adding in 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of packed brown sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And finally I'll be adding in 1/2 cup of tomato sauce. Once it comes up to a boil, the heat can be turned off and I can go ahead and move on to assembling the casserole. I've already gone ahead and started off the casserole by layering in 1/2 bag of frozen tater tots into a well-greased 7x5 inch casserole dish. The next layer to go on is the sloppy joe mix. Once that's been evenly spread out, it gets topped off with 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, the remaining bag of tater tots, and then finally it gets topped off with 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. This is now ready to go into a 350-degree preheated oven where it'll bake for 30 minutes or until it's nice and bubbly and the tater tots on top have turned a nice golden brown. Once the casserole came out of the oven, I did allow it to sit on the counter for about 10 minutes just to allow it to cool down a little bit and kind of set up so it'd make it a little bit easier for slicing. I've garnished this off with some diced hamburger pickles, and now all I have left to do is try it out. Overall, this is not a bad recipe. Actually, I'm really quite enjoying it. I like the crispy potatoes on top, and I like how the potatoes on the bottom have kind of melted into the rest of the ingredients. It really is a nice replacement for bread. I am missing some of the sloppy joe flavor, though. At least the flavors I typically associate with the sloppy joe. Definitely need some garlic and maybe a little bit of black pepper. And I think I could have definitely stood to increase the amount of Dijon in here just to kind of give it a little bit more flavor. But like I've said, overall, it is not a bad recipe. In fact, I would definitely make it again. But that is going to be it for me for the day. If you have enjoyed this video, leave me a comment down below. If you tried this recipe out, let me know how it turns out for you. And as always, thank you all so very much for joining me today. I've been Walker. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.